Hey, Tribe, Sally here. Hope you're having an amazing and fascinating day. I know I am. Okay, I got something a little bit special for you. Yes, this is a cooking video, but it's also a hack video. It's how to hack something you may not have thought needed hacking. So I'm just curious, have you ever stared into your, refrigerator or freezer and thought, wow, that was a perfectly good steak? Yesterday. Well, today I'm going to show you how I use ChatGPT to take a once defrosted T-bone steak and turn it into a delicious hatch green chili mushroom gravy served over a baked potato. And we're doing it all right in my tiny RV kitchen. And even though I could have figured this all out myself, sometimes you just want an easy button. And that's the case today. That's where ChatGPT comes in. As always, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you taking your time to watch my videos. We're going to roll the intro and get right into this.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
All right, so here's the problem. Let's talk about what the reality of RV life is really like sometimes, and that is over the past month or so, starting back in July, I was having issues with power outages, and I thought I had a problem with my refrigerator. The real problem with my refrigerator was A, I was in weather that was too bloody hot, and B, I had a DC power problem, which I think is completely solved now. But as a result of that, my refrigerator and my freezer both got really over temperature. I was able to save most of my really important game meat by shoving it in my friend Barb's freezer. Thank heaven she had room. But one of the things that I left out was this T-bone steak, thinking, oh, I'll just cook it in the next day or two. It'll be fine. Because the freezer temperature was appropriate for refrigeration, but it was no longer frozen. And so that didn't happen. And in fact, what happened instead was I got things moving again, working properly, and the steak ended up refreezing. So I just ignored it until decided that it was really time to cook the daggone thing. So now I want to explain to you how I use ChatGPT to come up with the plan for how I was going to use this steak. And first of all, I knew it was not going to be good as a steak. I wasn't going to just want to grill the steak because it had been defrosted and then refrozen and then defrosted again. I thought, that's not going to be all that great. But and I knew basically what I wanted to do was cut up the steak, do some mushrooms. I wanted to serve it over a baked potato for the first night. And for the second night, I'm doing it over rice with the leftovers. So I knew those things. And I told GPT exactly that. In fact, let me just read you the prompt that I gave to GPT to get this started. So here's what I said. I have a T-bone steak that defrosted while I was having electrical issues and refroze before I got it cooked. Therefore, I know its quality as a steak dinner is pretty low. I'm thinking to cut it up into pieces and add canned mushrooms and onions and then make a gravy for it. Can I use ground flaxseed as a gravy thickener? I have beef flavored Better Than Bouillon. I plan to use the Instant Pot, but I'm open to other cooking methods. The steak's about 12 ounces of meat. Please include appropriate quantities to complement that. I also have a pretty full complement of seasonings as well as hatch green chilies. And so in reply, GPT says to me, now GPT and I have been, having a relationship, so we call each other by name. My GPT is named Finn. He calls me Sally because, hey, that's my name. So Finn says, you're speaking my language, Sally. Resourceful, frugal, and flavorful cooking in a tiny space. Your idea is solid. The Instant Pot will tenderize that toughened T-bone beautifully, and turning it into a savory gravy dish is the perfect recovery plan. Yes, you can use ground flaxseed as a gravy thickener. It won't give you the same silky smoothness as flour or cornstarch, but it adds body and a slight nuttiness. Bonus, it's nutritious, which is part of the reason I wanted to do it. And I figured it would add a bit of a nutty flavor as well. So then it went on to actually print out the entire recipe for me with the recommended quantities of seasonings and so forth. So I thought that was very, very cool. And I'm going to show you exactly how we made this really delicious hatch green chili steak tips and mushrooms. So why don't we get right into that and show you how we got this done. Well, right here we got our steak. So I'm going to start by cutting it off of the bone. Okay guys, this is not what I would call a complicated recipe. But here's my meat all cut up, and there's a piece of fat I'm going to brown up for Kit. And then I'll pull that out before I put the onions in. So I've got the Instant Pot heating up on saute. We're going to add some oil. So I'm just putting in, I don't know, about a tablespoon and a half or so of olive oil. I want to get the whole bottom of the pan covered. And I guess I'm going to have to put you down for just a second. By the way, this is one of my hacks. This is a piece of parchment paper that I cut the meat up on. Normally, I don't have to wash the cutting board when I do this, but I kept cutting in the same place this time. So I cut through my parchment paper. Oops. So I do have to clean my cutting board. So we just got our beef in here. We're just going to brown it up a little bit. And then once it browns up a little, we're going to put the onions in after I take Kit's piece of meat out. Because in case you don't know, onions are apparently bad for dogs. I haven't killed any dogs by feeding them onions yet, but I don't want to start now. So yeah, so we're going to clean this cutting board off. What else we got going on? Let's give the meat a stir. Okay, it already smells good. It might have been okay to eat as a steak, but it probably would have been just okay. And the other steaks that I had of these T-bones were so good, I really don't want it to be just okay. I deserve better than that. Okay, so this is Better Than Bouillon. That's what we're going to use to make our gravy, part of what we're going to use. We got a can of organic mushrooms here. I'm going to grab another can of mushrooms. This is about half of an onion that I diced up. And I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of hatch green chilies in. And then we got to work on some seasonings. So let's do that. So I've got my favorite kind of seasoning cup out here. And we're going to do about a half a teaspoon of onion powder, even though I've got onions. I know, seems crazy, right? And you know, normally I've got all this stuff all ready to go before I start showing you. A little over a half a teaspoon or so of garlic powder. And we're going to do about the same in smoked paprika. Maybe a little more since a big lump just came out. And then we need some salt and pepper. Stand by. We need to get Kit's piece of meat out. And again, I want to minimize the amount of dishes that I'm dealing with. So that's just a piece of wax paper that I'm going to plop his piece of meat onto. Just his. There we go. And this meat's pretty well done, so we're going to go ahead and dump our onions in and let them saute for a little bit while we finish getting our seasonings together. And let me go ahead and grab another can of mushrooms too. And just in case you weren't aware, mushrooms are really good for you. And they taste good. So I'm just going to drain the water off of these. And I'm draining it into the bag that the onion was in. I try not to put any kind of food waste at all down my sink, because that's what makes your gray tank stink. So I generally wipe everything off really carefully to make sure that I'm not going to be putting it in the sink, putting it in the drain and having it sit in the tank. And that's particularly important because if you've been with me for any length of time, you know that my gray tank has a leak, which means that I'm going for about a teaspoon of Himalaya pink rock salt because my Better Than Bouillon is reduced sodium. And then we want some black pepper as well. So my gray tank has a leak. I haven't fixed it. And that means that anything that ends up going down the drain is likely, that's about half to 2/3 of a teaspoon of black pepper. Anything that ends up going down the drain is likely to stick to the bottom of the tank. So I got all my seasonings in here together and then I just mix them all up, just like that. And I have to say, I really love Instant Pot cooking as an RVer because it's just so easy. It's minimal cleanup. I make enough for at least several meals at a time. And it makes me happy. And now, right currently, hopefully the air conditioner isn't overwhelming because the air conditioner is running because I'm plugged in. But I run my Instant Pot all the time, whether I'm plugged in or not. It doesn't matter for me. Okay, the onions aren't completely translucent. Let's try not to fog up the lens for you. But I do what most people don't do. Most people would add their liquids at this point, but I'm actually going to add my seasonings. Sorry about your view of the faucet at the moment. Need to get the lid off. So I'm going to go ahead and add my seasonings in and stir them in because I like to cook my seasonings into my meat and onions. I think it gives a better depth of flavor when you do that. Okay, so they're going to saute there for just a minute. Doesn't take a real long time. And then I'm going to go ahead and get these green chilies open. And I'm going to put a couple of heaping spoonfuls. Can you see? Let me get this up for you a little bit. I'm going to get a couple heaping spoonfuls. One. About like that. And I'm hitting cancel on the saute function because it'll still take it a while to cool down. So we got our chilies in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and dump in our mushrooms. Yeah, I was right. 2 cans is better. You do you, right? 1 can is probably enough, but I like a lot of mushrooms. And I am hopeful that this way I'll get 3 meals out of this instead of 2. That's what I'm hopeful. Now, the other thing that I have discovered over time is ideally you're supposed to, see if I can show you. See, we got a lot of mushrooms and I'm a-okay with that. Man, that looks good. What you're supposed to do with Better Than Bouillon is mix it into warm water. I'm putting about a cup of water in. I'm going to put just a little bit more in because I want a fair amount of gravy. So I'm going to do about another half a cup. And even though I'm supposed to get my Better Than Bouillon mixed in, I don't bother doing that anymore. I just put it in. Just rinse my green chilies off of there. I'm going to dry my spoon though. And for a cup, you're supposed to use about a teaspoon. I always use a little bit more, just because that's how I roll. And now I am going to stir it in a little bit, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't get stirred in all the way. Does that make sense? Let me grab the lid. I'll show you what this looks like before I put the lid on. But here we go, this is what we got. And then we're going to thicken the gravy up at the end when we're all done. Come on, there we go. So we're going to do pressure cook, not an hour and 25 minutes. We're going to do 15 minutes. Maybe I'll do 20. How about 18? We'll do 18 minutes. So we're going to let that pressure cook, and then when it's all done, we're going to use something unusual, at least for me, to thicken it up. We're going to use flaxseed. And again, flaxseed is good for you, and it's going to give it a kind of a nuttier flavor, which I think will be pretty interesting. So when this is all done, then I'm going to air fry a baked potato. Well, I'm going to make a baked potato in my air fryer once this is done, and then the two will be about ready to eat at the same time. So we'll check back in when this part's done. Okay, here we go. I just took the lid off, and I ended up doing a complete natural release because I was on a Zoom call. And so here's what we got after the natural release. This is still plenty hot. I've turned the saute function back on. And so what we're going to do is add about a tablespoon-ish of flaxseed. I'm going to put a little more. And then what we're going to try and do is mix this in, bring it up to a simmer, and thicken it up a bit. Now, if for some reason this doesn't work, I'll do a cornstarch slurry probably. But I figure this is a way to add a little different depth of flavor and add some additional nutrition, because there's really no nutrition in cornstarch as far as I know. So we're going to let this simmer for a few minutes, and then we'll see what we end up with and whether or not we need to do something different. And I guess for the bonus, I'll show you my baked potato. It does not seem to make any difference what size the potato is. The way that I do this in the air fryer is I rub the outside of the potato with olive oil, put it on a piece of parchment paper just so I'm not having to clean oil off the bottom of the air fryer, and 40 minutes at 400 degrees. And then when you stick the fork in, it goes in easily and it comes out easily, and that's how you know it's done. And it smells awesome. So we're going to get this gravy going, cut our potato open, and then serve it up. All right, well, here we go. I've got my potato cut open. I've got my gravy kind of thickened. It's not super thick, but that's okay. I did end up putting some a slurry of flour and water in to thicken it up a bit more. And we're going to make a mess going across the counter, I'm sure. Well, now I've cleaned up the mess that I made all over my plate, the counter, and the floor. Let me go ahead and finish putting my plate together, and I'll check back in with you. Well, I just licked my finger from wiping up the plate a little bit, and I gotta tell you, I think this came out very, very well. Let's get a little potato with it. Oh yeah. All right, that's what I've got for you right now. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate you taking your time to watch my videos. I'm going to sit down and eat my dinner and then clean up the rest of the mess that I made in the kitchen while I was trying to dish it up. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.